Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on getting our subjects annexed. There's a lot of them, and they're moderate in liberty desire, mostly. They'll get higher. Chiang Mai is maxed out. But, you know, it is what it is. Dynam's really the one that I'm potentially worried about, because they could genuinely become free because they're only a protectorate. But overall, I'm feeling reasonably confident in my ability to do this. Let's go ahead and I'm a little dangerously low on bureaucracy at this time. Yep, Rewa. Couldn't find them on the map without. Oh no, they're right here. Never mind. I'm just being salty. All right, so Rewa opposes the. Does that unlock anything? Do I have the ability to Doctrine of Lapse you or something now? No? I can just normal annex. Well, it is what it is. Alright, so I think... Do I want to... Wait, because a lot of them are Midland in Liberty Desire. And I think actually the play is I want to grab as many as I can, sort of unopposed, and then go after them. Like Baroda is a good example. I could definitely grab Baroda, and that would strengthen my position in Gujarat significantly. And then maybe Junagad. Idar is seeking independence. Alright, so I'm going to grab Baroda. I'm at 6.9 infamy. I'm not that worried about it, because I'm really not that worried about my infamy at this stage. I know I'm going to grab a bunch of these countries. Yep, there's Bhopal. Okay, so does this do anything when I'm fixing to annex? Oh, Russia's going to step in. Interesting. Is NA on both. So if Russia steps in, what's the Russian situation? They have 208 battalions with 342 in the pot. Petrograd is still the capital. Military methods, they got shrapnel artillery and skirmish infantry, which is the same as I got. Got a 9th Army for some reason. Indian Navy for sure needs a new leader. Let me see. Here's a Government of India guy. Inexperienced. That's not great. And we'll give him a little promotion. So if I do this... What's Russia's fleet situation? Okay, their fleets are very weak. So I'll for sure be able to beat them in the water. And that means they're going to have a hard time naval invading me. In fact, they're not going to be able to naval invade me at all. So the front I really need to worry about is this one. And I don't think... This one and this one. And I've got an army of about 250 battalions. I think I can do this. I think I can beat Russia. And the reason I'm doing this, by the way, is because having a truce with Russia during this thing is going to be very good overall. Alright, and they're guaranteeing the independence of Baroda. Is that what's going on? They're not. Alright, well. So why is there things so high? Protective attitude, sympathy, ideological differences. Interesting. I'm not really a baseline. Well, anyway, let's do it. I'll fight you, Russia. I'll fight you and anyone else who wants to fight. Alright, so there's... Okay, alright, interesting. So, Baroda has already got Kalat on their side. That's exciting. So, can I conquer... Yes, I can conquer Baluchistan. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna conquer Baluchistan for myself. Throw that in there. I can potentially get Great Britain here, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so this is very good. So that's what I was saying. I can do that for only a tiny amount of infamy because because they're in open revolt. So I'm just gonna mobilize all the forces. I know I probably won't need them, but if Russia gets involved, I will for sure. So I'll put the Khalsa and Bombay armies here. We'll put the Khalsa and Bengal armies here. We'll put the Bombay army here in Makran. And we'll put the coastal defense forces here on the flanks with Bermuda. Successfully. Oh, yeah, we're good. Alright, I think that covers all my fronts, so that should be fine. So, let's get going here. Who else is going to get involved? If Russia gets involved, Britain will surely get involved. Yeah, some of y'all could increase autonomy, but I don't care. It's not gonna happen. I don't care. I might get Britain involved. I think Britain will get involved in the event that Russia starts them. Sorry, Bhopal's damaging relations. Alright, that's fine. Modernist revolt in Persia. I'm going to preemptively declare neutrality on this. So, is Russia going to join? Is the big question. They say they are going to. They're leaning. Alright. And it's fine if they lean. I'm happy if they lean, in fact. I am noticing that my bureaucracy is a little short, so I should improve it. I'm going to build up West Bengal because West Bengal has absolutely brutal need for bureaucracy. The people desire bureaucracy. I love bureaucracy. I'm just going to throw these in at the top of the queue. It's going to be just fine. That's going to go real fast. Government buildings build really fast in the current patch. They increased them to their build speed to the same speed as construction sectors, which is pretty cool. Although I will say it's a little bit... the slow build speed of government admin used to kind of be a nerf for large countries trying to build up their government admin. Burma wants greater autonomy. No! And all of this is Baluchistan, right? That's the whole state. So, once I win this, I'll be holding part of Baluchistan. See, this is why this is a good strategy. And if I can do this kind of piecemeal. John C. wants independence. Alright. So maybe... I think the way it goes is that some of these countries will automatically oppose once their liberty desire is high enough. I'm going to put a fleet over here in the sea node. It doesn't appear that Russia is actually going to get involved. So as soon as the war kicks off, I'm going to invade with the Bengal Defense Force, and that will be everything we need. So this is good. This is another successful short war, and then I'll get Baluchistan starting to be incorporated, and that'll be how it goes. We got a couple more places that we'll try to get more. Alright, now all of them are, which is fine, again. Alright, Bengal Defense Force. Do a naval invasion over here. Wait, this is all one state, so I don't even need a naval invade. I'm trying to Hearts of Iron 4 this thing. And it doesn't matter. Alright, Federated Shan States. Chitral? No. Fight me. Fight me if you want your independence. Gosh darn it. Now. Rewa, now. Bhutan, now. The duel. Jassa Banji has challenged Edward Halliday to a duel to the death. The order surrounding the two figures is like something out of a romantic novel. Edward Halliday smiles. He's been rehearsing this moment before falling asleep. Jassa Banji, you are a foolish fool. Your insults cannot go unanswered. Meet tomorrow, and pick a weapon of your choice and we'll meet tomorrow. I'm gonna let them fight, because, and I always let them fight, and if that seems silly, here's why I do it. Number one, this is not a big war, so it's not a problem if I lose a general, but more importantly, ooh, we got a civil servants guy, a psychological affliction, but that doesn't get in the way of him being general, so let's do it. I never ban dueling, and I always let them fight, because killing off characters randomly is generally pretty useful overall. A character kicking around with a lot of... a character kicking around a lot longer than you'd like is a much bigger problem than a character going away prematurely. The Donavur Fellowship. Amy Carmichael, a Christian missionary active in Carnatic, has become well known in the region for providing sanctuary to children forced to prostitution. She has founded a ministry to further her works. We are often asked to tell convicts stories, and certainly they would thrill, for the way of escape God opens sometimes is, like Peter's from prison, miraculous, and truth is stranger than fiction and far more interesting. But we who work in the Terrible's lair, and know how he fights to keep back his prey, even after it has escaped from him, are afraid to tell these stories too much, and feel that silence is safest, and, strange as it may seem to some, for the present most glorifies God. Her cause warrants an official donation, £2,500 immediately. 5% of European pops become more loyalist, 2% of Hindu pops become more and Carnatic become more radical. Carnatic gets missionary works, education, access, and conversion, or we cannot be seen sponsoring these missionaries, slight increases. I'm gonna go with the first one. This seems like a thing, all political considerations aside, I'm gonna put money into this. Send an official donation. Alright, so there's Kalat handled. The children want autonomy, but they can't. Beautiful. Kalat left the British Empire. Oh, right, yes, because I conquered them. Haha! I'm so good at things. Alright, I'm gonna throw that state into incorporation. And that's a pretty good game. So now I can grab Bhavnagar and Junagad. And what should happen here is a bunch of these states that are in high liberty desire should themselves revolt. So maybe I'll wait just a tad, just to get my infamy down, so that I don't have to spend too long being infamous as I incorporate all the things I want to incorporate. All right. Yep, you're good. And this is just because I'm almost assuredly, when things pop off, going to go into 25 EP from all of the annexation that I'm about to do. Nope. And I just want my infamy to be as low as possible while I work on that. I'm getting reduced infamy decay from George Sutherland. And why am I getting reduced infamy decay from George Sutherland? Because he's imposing, as he always has been. Can't resign him from office because he's doing stuff, but that's okay. Gotta say, loyalist count's pretty rock solid now. Udaipur? No, thank you. Let me see. Another good target is Kolhapur. But at this point, I'm going to focus on infamy in my target choice. 5.2, 5.6. Ooh, Kurdish mass immigration. Excellent. 10.6. These numbers are a lot higher. I got 3.3 over here from Mayor Banj. Oh, I see. I wonder if their low liberty desire makes them increased cost to annex in infamy. I bet it does. So I'm just going through princely state by princely state to figure out who the best target is in terms of keeping my infamy down. I think it's going to be Dharampur. Because they're 2.4 here. 2.5. Yeah. Indian Navy needs another leader. That's fine. Let's grab this Hindu priesthood guy. He's a naval commander. You think they'd all be naval commanders, but... So they're all starting to get maxed out Liberty Desire, which is good. For now, because it means I can grab them all in a single war. And you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to increase the game speed here. That should be just fine. I've got plenty of cash, plenty of influence, plenty of authority. I am going to start needing to be more conservative about authority. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and I don't need to cancel those 2 degrees. I'll cancel those 2 degrees when I don't have the authority to sustain them. Because that's the one thing that I've got to be more conscientious about as we go along here. Is I'm getting 25 authority from each of these puppet states, I believe. And that's a total of, 1,175 authority. So that's going to mean I'm going to have less leeway to manage my movements and less authority for consumption taxes. And I am getting quite a bit of cash from these consumption taxes. So, you know, that's going to be a little bit tough on my economy, but it will be very good for my economy in the long run. Anti-Russian Association offers opportunity. The Anti-Russian Associations offer us an opportunity to establish a defensive pact with the Ottoman Empire. Their proposal, if accepted, is intended to counter Russian interests. Okay, interesting. They're currently at 0. It was a veiled sort of aggression, one which could in theory appeal to both ardent jingoists and those who preferred to mitigate losses. It would force the enemy to respond, possibly drive them towards a reckless confrontation in response to a seemingly benign maneuver. A plan to fight Russia to the last Ottoman, one minister remarked. The representative flushed. He had practiced responses along both lines, but none of them quite fit. We'd be happy to pursue this, or this is not in our interests. This is not in our interests at the moment. And that shouldn't change their appeasement. But let's see if it does. Alright, beautiful. Sikkim wants us to support their independence. No thank you. Walls and weak-faced. Balaji Masdusi has organized a nationwide postering campaign on behalf of the Indian National Movement. In some cities, there's scarcely a wall left unmarked by pro-protected speech displays. Sunday, gathering for protected speech. Meetings at all community houses, 7 to 8 p.m. Show your support for the just cause of protected speech. Refreshments available at 7:30 for all attendees. Subscribe to the local advocate for further information. They'll wash away with the rain, stronger movement. I don't want that. Or, order these walls cleaned at once. Civil servants weaker, Balaji Masdusi less popular. I'm going to do the second one. That's just fine with me overall. Yep. I bet you want autonomy. I'm not going to get it. Yes. So today we're just working down our infamy so that we can be extra infamous for as little as possible. For as short a time as possible. Because again, especially these small states, like, they don't provide me with value as an overlord as much. New neighbors, new grudges. I don't like this one. A minority group of Kurdish has recently settled in the state of Malaya, seeking a better future. However, the local English elites are stirring up resentment, claiming the Kurdish newcomers will destroy the traditional way of life. So Malaya. Malaya is extremely diverse, mostly Malay, partially English, partially Korean. Interesting. They don't belong here. Our English customs, our way of life, they'll be lost if we let the Kurdish settle, claimed a prominent landowner, his words echoed in the taverns and markets of Kalan. The newcomers, hopeful but weary, whispered of opportunity, but faced closed doors and hostile stares. The Kurdish people must accept their lot. Their acceptance is reduced by 5. Kurdish pops become more radical. English Upper Sahara pops become more loyal. Must foster harmony between peoples, whether Kurdish or English. 5% of pops in the state. All pops become more radical. Don't want that. Then different chances of increased or decreased acceptance. Or the old English ways cannot continue to dominate our modern nation. Acceptance of Kurdish pops improves. So what is the current acceptance of Kurdish pops. I think it's pretty high. Kurdish. We'll sort by size because they're going to be all the way at the bottom, I think. Not necessarily. Okay, here we go. So they're at plus 75. So they're at second class citizenship. If I do this one, it's going to go down by 5 to 70, but that's going to be fine. That's not going to change their situation. So I'm going to do this first one. They'll accept their lot under multiculturalism and like it. We're doing a pretty good job with the Spectre Haunting the World event. We have some movements, but nothing really leading this increase to spiral out of control. So if things continue the way they're going, we should hit Firebreak before too long. Yep, they all want autonomy, but they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it, because I want to annex them. Fight me for your autonomy, you nerds. How much longer? I got these coal mines building. Alright, so things look like they're going pretty well overall. We will see if there is a large apocalyptic war. There certainly could be. They surely should feel as though they've exhausted all options except for war as things get going along. Ooh, a drought. That's suboptimal. I don't love that. So the ones that I'm actually really concerned about are Siam and Burma. Siam, Burma, and Dainan, because those are not princely states. They have genuinely pretty rock-solid military forces. Not really powerful, but solid enough that if they all rise against me at once, there could be a problem. John C. Damaging relations. Again, I'm also not really interested in annexing them. I think if Siam rises up, I'll just grab the other chunk of Malaya away from them. But that's the only additional war goal I'll throw in there. Pudukkottai, damaging relations, very cool. Sindh wants greater autonomy, no thank you. Kota opposes Raj. Very good. Let me see. Pump jacks unlocked. Nice. That's actually very good. Rubber rush. Before I forget, I'm going to swap all of my... Oh, right. Because I didn't reset production methods. I didn't reset production methods. I always need to reset production methods, and I didn't reset production methods. Bam. Bam. Now. Oh, was I... Right. Pump jacks. Let's get these plantations running on automatic irrigation. That's going to be... that's going to absolutely flood the British Customs Union with goods, but it's going to be worth it, because in the long run, it's going to make them very, very productive, and it's going to send demand for engines through the roof. As indeed it has. So, let's go ahead and build up some motor industries, which we can surely maintain productivity on now. And we need infrastructure here, we should not. Or East Bengal, that should be just fine. Alright, so I'm going to build 60 levels of motor industries. Probably should have moved the coal mines. Would have been more efficient if I'd moved the coal mines. But it is what it is. keep relations. Gonna try to keep relations with Dainan, but oops. Oh no, that's just great. That's just Great Britain. What are you against Barotse? Remember where they are. Over here. All right, I'll send 15 battalions. Well, they can't get there. Well, freaking good luck with that. Then. You should enforce Cape Colony. Well, you're already winning. Britain, you goofs. Why do you keep asking for help in wars you don't need help in? That's silly. It's extremely silly, in my humble opinion. Not this time, Russia. Ton damage relations. Alright, so I was gonna cancel improving relations with China and start improving relations with Siam. Oh, I can't because we're amicable. What about Burma? Burma, we're only cordial. There we go. And then, since Burma, this is Luang Prabang. This is Afghanistan. I don't need to keep increasing relations with Luang Prabang. They want to be free. Hawaiian mass immigration. Alright. Government of India petition government. Representing his constituents in the Government of India, George Sutherland has issued a formal petition to the East Indian government to pass racial segregation. One last matter for the day, sir. Members of your constituency arrived this morning. They're asking rather loudly and insistently if you would meet with them about new legislation. Was that it? Goodness, isn't it? See a ghost. I'm sure I can spare that ourselves the light for them, can't I? I believe so, sir. You're taking no for an answer. We'll see what we can do. Add to the government petition. Offer them caste system codified as a compromise. Or they must understand the present situation doesn't allow for this. So, I can't just time them out this time. Because I think this time it's going to be minus 20 if I time them out. If I go to racial segregation, that will mean... So currently multiculturalism is 75 from culture, racial segregation is only 10. That's going to create a real hairball. I can't do it. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to do it. Minus 5 legitimacy isn't bad in this situation. It's going to make them a little salty, but it is what it is. Opium addiction. Warrior people are experiencing severe effects of opium. The use and abuse of the system has spread throughout East Indian Gujarat. The opium eater lies into the weight of incubus and nightmare. He lies in sight of all he would fain perform. Just as a man forcibly confined to his bed by the mortal languor of a relaxing disease, who is compelled to witness injury or outrage off a descending object of his most tender affection. He lays curses upon the spells which chain him down from motion. He would lay down his life if he might but get up and walk, but he is as powerless as an infant, and cannot even attempt to rise. Perhaps we can treat this as a medical matter? Oh, -1 standard of bleeding instead of -2. That's actually quite good. Let's build up our massive engine industries. And this here, getting these done this fast, is why I went with that maximum construction investment thing, because that's a really big deal. Turn Lorenzo Marquez. Couldn't be bothered. Couldn't affect me less. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Alright, well, we have balanced rubber and everything. And we're engines and everything. And we're going to be making more and more engines. So I'm feeling pretty good about things overall. This is also going to impact the steel industry by making it more efficient, which I'm pretty pleased about. Cochin have started damaging relations. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care a whit. I don't care a single solitary whit. We're down to 15 infamy. This is very good. Well, we're getting down to 15 infamy. I'm feeling very pleased. I do need to really work on these motor industries. Yep. And frankly, our loyalists versus radicals comparison is getting better and better, to be completely honest. I'm feeling very happy about that. I'm probably going to need to increase steel output to accommodate the increases in engines. So, let's throw a little bit more rail infrastructure in here, and then we'll do a large expansion of the steel industry. And that'll be fine. And I will put the coal mines at the bottom. Actually, this one I'll put at the top. And that's going to be important because most of these engines are made out of steel. Siam, now. Ooh, Dynam got Cambodia to be a vassal. Travancore, now. Indore improving relations. Excellent. That's great. I love it. Probably I'm not going to be... Okay. Probably I'm not going to be kicking off this massive apocalyptic war before the end of the episode. How close am I to trench works? I'm actually very close to trench works. So I'll probably wait until at least I've got trench works, but that'll definitely be next episode. Time is going pretty fast at this stage. Literacy is high and continuing to increase, so I'm feeling pretty rock solid about my ability to continue to grow my innovation game. Fulwanon Kisai. The city of Delhi has turned out to celebrate the traditional Indian festival of Fulwanon Kisai. The occasion celebrates communal harmony between Hindus and Muslims. Music thrums through the air, accompanied by the scent of thousands of flowers. People across the city gather, Hindus and Muslims. Their religion is not forgotten, but the usual tensions have been replaced with mutual love for dance, prayer, and food. A beautiful show of harmony and color. There's a clear, which provides a bunch of bonuses. Clear danger of the festival being politicized, Hindu and Sunni pops become more radical. Indian national movement becomes weaker. Or offer an official contribution. I'm going to offer an official contribution once again. That's the thing I always do. It's 10,000 pounds once, and it just increases the bonuses by a bunch. It's just real good. Okay, so what does that make the timetable for kicking off the war? This is 8 to 12 weeks. It's assuredly going to be next episode. I'm definitely going to end at the end of the year. And probably that'll be around when I get trench works. Ooh, identification documents. Extra taxation capacity. That's wonderful. So that tiny bump to taxation capacity, I think, actually just increased my cash situation pretty significantly. It might be something else. This number is feeling a little bit unrealistic. But it stayed there, so maybe that's just where it is. Which is very good. It's always good to have positive cash flow when you're about to fight an absolutely massive war. Just huge. Just an incredibly sized war. A war of unusual size. Alright. 3 to 4 weeks. I'll also need to take some time to get my armies upgraded, but having trench infantry will give me a significant edge over the opposition, and that's going to be very important. I'm also going to flow in some more generals. We'll promote the 2 generals we got running things in the Madras army. And we'll throw in, this is a hedonist and defensive strategist. He seems good. Give him a promotion as well. Bengal army. Let me see, we'll promote the trade unions guy. We'll promote the Badralaks guy. We'll promote the Indian army guy. Alright, that's a solid number. And then Khalsa army. We'll promote the civil service guy. We're not going to promote the Riots guy because he's a slaver. We'll throw in another guy aligned with the Badralaks. This defensive strategist. He's a Democrat as well, so that's good. We'll give him a promotion. And let me see, that's going to bring this army up to 150 capacity. And that's completely fine. Not show trench works. There's trench works. Beautiful. I'm going to hit the upgrade all units button. And we're going to see how long that takes for those skirmish infantry to turn into trench infantry. It should be reasonably fast. But obviously, one must be careful with this kind of thing. one more event. First class trouble. While many people are now embracing rail travel, tensions between communities are high as segregation is strong. Two boys lean out of the train door, the fierce wind cooling against the hot, miserable air. I've heard the first class has ceiling fans and beds in them, and their chairs are stuffed with cotton so you can sit for hours. But I heard they got their own toilets. Well, you heard wrong. Sirs and madams don't need toilets. Is that why our compartment doesn't have one either? Social matters are not urgent. 5% of English pops become more loyal. Increased liberty desire. Or, more tea stalls with less than tension. 5% of English pops with more alcohol. 5% of pops become more loyalist. Well, this is just pops other than English become more loyalist, and that's just extra loyalist from everyone else. This is East Indian Gujarat, right? So, unless English are the majority, which I don't think they are, they certainly aren't. Yeah, more tea stalls. I guess. Alright, so where does that leave the armies? Getting there. Getting there. Okay, pretty close now. We're about halfway there. Sorry, just testing the sound. I get jittery about the sound in this game. Doesn't seem like we're going to be there before the end of January. So that'll be fine. Anyway, that is all we've got time for today, my nerds. Next episode, we'll get our war on. But that's all we've got for now. So until next time, I've had fun. I hope you've had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.